afternoon, good evening, good morning, or whenever you are watching this. It is once again the DOUG live here in the bullshit state of Virginia, here to review another classic video game from the PlayStation 1. And since if you're watching this and you're a wrestling fan, you know it's almost time for WrestleMania. We're not that far away. So I figured, what else could I do but review probably one of the most well-known wrestling games on the PlayStation 1. Now, this would also be known as Excite Pro Wrestling 2 in Japan. And that is right, I am reviewing WWF Smackdown 2 Know Your Role. This should be fun. And again, I apologize for the glare, but I tried my best to get rid of it, but it is what it is. This would be developed by THQ. It would be released by THQ and developed by Ukes, Future Media Creations, as you can see. Back when the WWF, you could actually call it the WWF.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is proof. Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah. Yippee. Good old opening. Now, this pretty much, the season mode was heavily fixed from the first one. Had majors, gave you more storylines and more matches per show. These changes were given some people liked it, some did not. It depended. Now, there are going to be a number of flaws in the season mode if you play this, such as the long loading times needed for even the most stupidest of cutscenes. But you may or may not see that, which if you don't, be thankful for this. Now, wrestling news and arenas are unlocked as they play, as you go through the season. And the season mode does have multiplayer support, and I will get to that because you, yes you, the person watching this live right now at your home or at work or on the toilet, you will get to decide who I play as using the second controller on the road to the WWF Intercontinental title. But that is late on the video. But you can play up to 4 players at once in the season. Again, the create mode is back. You can create your own talent and superstar. One of the features in the create a superstar was the face templates, which I will not show. But let me just show you what we do have. You can go to belt records, rankings, which we'll be at later. You can create your own manager. You can create your own stable or edit stables. You can create a talent like I just said, and of course create a superstar. Now, I prefer the Smackdown 1 Create a Superstar because you actually got to, if you never played it, got to test the game. You know, this one you can just throw them out, you can make them #1 contender if you want. I don't like that. I like to earn my title shots. Plus, in fact, to be honest, I like all the wrestlers that are in this game, and I will be showing them off. And of course, you can create your own pay-per-view, and then there is Season. So let's go to Season. Now this does have a lot of wrestlers on here. Hey, speaking of one who doesn't even wrestle for the WWE anymore, Kurt Angle, yes. You're going to see a lot of the superstars that were near the end of the Attitude Era's big run. Now, of course, this came out November 21st in the year 2000. And this would be the last PlayStation 1 game for the WWF, because after that, they'd go to WWF Smackdown. Just bring it, bitch! For the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 1. Now, of course, as you see here, if you go to match, it would take you to Raw, SmackDown, or the pay-per-view. Or in this case, since it is March 5th, this would be WrestleMania. Of course, you have Enter, where you can enter the superstars you want to be, status, belt records, rankings, and and so forth. But we're going to go to Anna first, just to show you who I will be playing as Player 1. The Big Boss Man, who, now you see that little blue thing on his name? That tells you he has a title. He has 2 titles. The Tag Team titles with Mark Henry, and the WWF Championship. Crash is the 3rd member of the group and has the Hardcore title. Now, other wrestlers in this game, you have Albert, Al Snow, Billy Gunn, Bradshaw, Bubba Ray, aka Bully Ray, Booyah Cannon, I wonder what happened to him, Chris Benoit, I'm sure some of you probably don't know who he is, or if you do, you're just trying to pretend he doesn't exist, and you say Steven Richards lost the World title to Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Chris Jericho, Christian, Chyna, Crash, may he rest in peace, Dean Malenko, Deborah, D'Lo Brown, Devon Dudley, Eddie Guerrero, may he rest in peace, Edge, S.A. Rios, a.k.a. the Mexican Jumping Bean for this game, Farouk, a.k.a. Ron Simmons, damn, back when he was a part of the APA with Bradshaw, Funaki, Gangrel, Jared Briscoe, the Good Father, Grandmaster Sexy, a.k.a. Jerry the King Lawler's son, Hardcore Holly, Ivory, who is the Women's Champion, Jacqueline, Jeff Hardy, Joey Abs and the Mean Street Posse. It's Kane! Oh my God, it's Kane! The Cat, Kurt Angle, like we just said, Lita, Mark Henry, who is also the European Champion for now, Matt Hardy, Pat Patterson, Paul Bearer, may he rest in peace, Perry Saturn, Pete Gas, Rikishi, the Road Dogg Jesse James, The Rock, Rodney, who is the Light Heavyweight Champion, Scotty 2 Hardy, Shane McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Stephanie McMahon, Blackman, Richards, Stone Cold, Tatanka, Taz, Test, may he rest in peace, Tori, Triple H, Trish Stratus, The Undertaker, Val Venus, Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, your WWF Intercontinental Champion, Viscera, and X-Pac. But since I am playing Player 1 as the Big Boss Man, now, if you go to status, it will tell you everything you need to know. But you see on Al Snow, it will tell you if they have a title or if they're about to be a #1 contender. As you can see, Al Snow's in line for the #1 contender spot. Where if you look at Boss Man, it's Player 1, WWF champ, Tag Team champs, and yes, he won the King of the Ring. Where if you go down to, let's go down to, when you see Christian, he's in line for a light heavyweight title shot. Crash is the Hardcore Champion. It's always something in orange that will tell you what they are. You have the Women's Champion, and Jacqueline is the #1 contender. Mark Henry, of course, is, like I said, European and Tag Team champs. Who else do we got? Rikishi, well, he's in line for the Intercontinental title, as I recall, and so forth. Look at all that. Shawn Michaels is the commish, and so forth. By the way, the winner of the Royal Rumble this year was Viscera. You know, he won the Intercontinental title, didn't win the Rumble. But in this game, you win the Rumble, you don't get a title shot. Now, of course, let's go to belt records, just to show you of how this goes, so in case anybody wants to see that. By the way, the loading screens will always feature a wrestler from the WWF. In this case, Chyna. By the way, Boss Man, he's defended it 5 times. Viscera, let's take a look at that. It went from Eddie to Benoit to the Good Father, I should say, and Viscera. I beat The Rock for that, of course. The European title has been, well, nuts. It started with D'Lo, went to Mark Henry, went to Al Snow, went back to Mark Henry, went to Bubba, Mark Richards, Mark Test, Mark Shane, and Mark Henry currently has it. Hardcore title, well, that's a little bit weird too. Blackman, as you can see, Blackman, Crash, Shane, Crash, Taz, and Crash. Light heavyweight title, by the way, in case anyone wanted to see it, that's what the Intercontinental title looks like. Light Heavyweight Championship, but that's had a lot of changes. Look at that. S.A. Rios has had the title twice. Christian's had it Christian's had it 3 times. In the women's title, which, well, they don't even have that anymore. It's the Divas title. Right now, it's only had 3 champions. The Tag Team Champions. Well, this is when you're going to see that we actually had a 4th member in the group I made. Benoit was originally it. As you can see, he's a 2-time WWF Tag Team Champion. But Benoit lost the belt. I wanted to get rid of him. Wanted him to go on his own. So that's what happened. Exit that. And now, Badass Billy Gunn, who, by the way, you unlock after winning the King of the Ring. Oh, just going through the pay-per-view, win or lose, it doesn't matter. Now, rankings I'm going to show off later after the WrestleMania because, well, that's where I'm going to need your help. But let's go to the match. WrestleMania, that is this weekend, but not this weekend. Now see, I'm the WWF Champion, and I'm not even in the main event, okay? I'm in the 4th match against Edge. By the way, you can look at the list and see who you're fighting. You got, of course, that, Rock versus Triple H, which during the first year, that will always be the main event. After this year, it will change. Michaels versus Kane, Shane McMahon versus Mankind. Apparently Undertaker's not wrestling at this one. Billy Gunn versus Devon in a casket match. Bossman versus Edge. The Hardys versus the NWO. Yes, that's what I called my group. And Deborah versus China. That match is going to end bad. But first, we start off with the Light Heavyweight title. Who will be crowned the new Light Heavyweight Champion of the WWF? And Christian wins the belt back for the 4th time. My God. Is he trying to prove he's better than John Cena? Up next, we got the Divas Champ. Oh, come on, China. Don't lose, China. That'd be embarrassing. I was going to say. Oh, great. Loading. We're about to have a cutscene. Shane McMahon, former European champion in the World WWF and former Hardcore champion as well. He was also an owner of WCW. Now, this one also features a lot of new modes that was introduced in the exhibition. Of course, Hell in a Cell. Well, thank you, Rock, for interrupting me, you stupid bitch. Anyway, it's the game! It's Triple H! Holy shit, it's Triple H! And he's got this slut of a wife. Yeah, he is not even battling for a title. You're as bad as Cena versus Rock 1, you bastards. Anyway. Hey, look, it's the damn Dudley Boys, Team 3D. Anyway, you would have Hell in a Cell, which I do not believe was in the first Smackdown. Casket match, which I believe was in the last one, in Smackdown 1, I don't remember. TLC, you would also have Tornado Table match, as I recall. Slobberknocker, guest, it also has some of the old ones. Guest draft, Falls Count Anywhere, which you could actually wrestle in the New York, WWF New York restaurant thing. What else? By the way, I know Mark Henry and Crash Laws, you stupid bastards. Yeah. Hey, look, it's the Mexican jumping bean. Da 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 da. Go to hell, I don't like you. Now, if you have the cover case, which, as a matter of fact, it's Mick Foley! Oh my God, it's Mick Foley. If you don't happen to have the cover, let me just show you what it looks like. Woo! Okay, not get that. That's pretty much it. You have Jericho, Rock, Triple H, and The Undertaker. And on the back, it pretty much just says this. Nowhere to hide, ladies and gentlemen. Which shows you the ladder, Hell in a Cell, casket, Create a Superstar, and they're over 50 like we went through. Now, you can actually have men fight the women in this game. But I actually get to show you the gameplay now, a match. It is the Big Boss Man taking on a young Rated R Superstar Edge. Now, like I said, this game has that nostalgic feel for you. It does have a lot of modes, and you're going to see the gameplay. Now, the controls, while we're waiting, the controls are pretty damn good. They hold up well from where the first one did. Now, graphically, it is better than the first one. By the way, you actually get a mini Titantron in the theme song. And of course, I have to play as the big boss man. There we go. I'm having webcam problems as usual. What else is new? And it's Edge. You think you know me? You think you know me? You think you know me? Who would have thought that back then? I don't think anyone saw Edge as a WWF champion or a Hall of Famer, but look where he is now. Now, interesting case for a lot of these guys, they would not be back in a WWF game. Some would never. This is pretty much. Excuse me. I have to clarify something on this. The Val Venus in this game is not the right to censor one. By the way, that's. This is the pay-per-view arena. You do not get the arenas that look like the pay-per-view for that year. By the way, you taunt with R2, you block with square, you run with triangle, X is attack, and square is grab. Circle is grab. By the way, you see 2 announce tables. Now each wrestler does have their own set of moves and their own specials. Come on, Edge, get out of the ring. Hold on to the ropes, you bastard. By the way, you get out of the ring with R1. And I'm going to break Edge's neck. Power driver. Now, in some cases, like in The Rock or Triple H, they actually do their finisher on the table, which is the pedigree or the rock bottom. By the way, other wrestlers can do a power bomb. And where the controls, pretty much if you know how to play WWE 13, you should have an easy time with this game. Now you can have 4 people in the ring at a time. Bossman slam. He kicked out. Big boots. And Edge is being feisty today. Now, of course, you can win the match either by, I have it turned off, but I would turn it on when I do the Let's Play, which, again, I'll explain later. I would turn counter back on, you can have interference off or on, and I believe you can have disqualification, you can be disqualified. But, unless it's a hardcore match, of course. Now, besides that, you can also win by pinfall, submission, or knockout. And Bossman wins. Now, the controls are not that hard. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. By the way, Bossman was one of my favorite guys back in the day. By the way, if you're playing this on the PS3, you will have to make your own memory card, so just keep that in mind. What else? Oh yes, you got normal moves. You even have double team moves in this game, which you can only do in a tag match. And it looks like we got a cutscene. Now, as far as for the finishing move, you have to be lined up like it is now, where however it's presented. Now, rules: you can have KO, give up, rope break, ring out, ring count out, and Mick Foley wants to be apparently put in the. Pretty much, if you remember WrestleMania 2000, that's the main event, excluding the Big Show, because Big Show would not be in this game for whatever reason, which shocked me for some reason. Of course, you can have entrances on or off, interference, match length, change speed, arena, mats, options, of course, system data. Now, of course, you have here the mat. You have single, tag, hardcore, false count anywhere, handicap. Now, you can make your own King of the Ring. You can either have a single or a special, which will have special matches. For example, you can have the final match be a casket match. Now, during season and night, you can either watch, you can skip, or you can exit. The Royal Rumble is so fucking explanatory. Survival, Survival pretty much is not an elimination. The only elimination match you have is Battle Royal. Triple Threat and Fatal 4 would be whoever gets the first pinfall wins the match. Battle Royal, you gotta pin everybody or knock them out. You cannot eliminate them. Now, of course, as far as for the specialty matches, like I said some of them already. You also have Ladder, Iron Man. But there will be added features to that as well. It's pretty much in on that part, that besides, you know. Now, Billy Gunn versus Devon Dudley in a casket match. By the way, if you don't want to watch the computer's matches, you just skip and it does this. Which is a very good thing, because I don't think anybody wants to watch the computers fight. If you do, hey, well, go stick a nightstick upside your ass. And sometimes this game will give you real results. Like that. And I gotta say something. We all know Mankind's Mick Foley. He's in 2 fucking matches. And again, like I said, sometimes the results are weird. Shane McMahon beats Mankind. People are on drugs. Who booked that shit? Vince Russo? Ha, kidding. Now, this game is fun to play, and it definitely comes highly recommended. If you want to play some of the old school wrestlers, and if you still love the Attitude Era, you would definitely love this game, and it does have that nostalgic feel. My only complaint is the long load times, because sometimes they'll be long and sometimes they won't be. It depends. And and season mode can go on forever. It's Mick Foley. Bow. Now this game, again, like I said, comes highly recommended. It has a nostalgic feel. The controls work well. The audio is good. The only thing bad, like I said, is load times. I mean, hell, you can make shit up. You could have Dean Malenko be the WWF champion, which won't happen for me because it's Boss Man. But and Triple H. The thing is, they kind of stick with if it was from the major pay-per-view last match, like Triple H and The Rock. Triple H wins it. And this is how you unlock Superstars, by playing season mode. And all the moves and everything. Because sometimes, Mick Foley's going to interrupt me. You have unlocked Mick Foley. But as you see, you can now view the credit movies and options. But there are still more hidden items to unlock. Now, rumor is you can unlock Jerry the King Lawler and Michael Cole, but I have no proof of that. By the way, we're going to let the credits roll. Shows you how old this is. Kurt Angle has hair. Triple H has hair. Kane had hair. Rock didn't have those silly tattoos on his arm. The Smackdown Arena look is classic. Kurt Angle again with his medals. Now this game you only have one finisher. You don't have two like in other ones. And you don't have signatures either. Pretty much your finisher is your finisher. This would be before Rikishi went here, everybody. And then just pretty much after that goes back to the beginning. So, we're just going to end the credits though, because I just wanted to show you what it was until that. Hello, nurse! Now, of course, this game, at the end of the day, excluding the one bad thing, gets a 4 out of 5. Definitely recommend it. Now, let's go to rankings, because this is when you come into play. This is when you get to decide my fate. As many of you know who saw my WrestleMania Arcade Let's Play, I let my friends on Facebook vote for who I would be. That would be Bam Bam Bigelow and Doink the fucking Clown. Well, in this case, you will get the vote. But it will not be for the WWF, title. By the way, just to show you off the top 5 before I get to the Intercontinental, Bossman's number 1, whoever's second was the number 1 contender, so I will most likely be facing Triple H next. By the way, just to show you how fucked up my thing is, after The Undertaker, it's Vince McMahon, Bradshaw, Kane, Jericho, Michaels, Kurt Angle, and Hardcore Holly. By the way, you can also see all the tag teams, but who cares? Now, anyway, Intercontinental title. As you can see, Viscera is the Intercontinental Champion, so you cannot vote for him. Now, whoever does win the vote, let me turn this down so you can hear me if you can't. Whoever wins the vote will be starting at the bottom. I'm gonna work their way to the top to see if I can get them the Intercontinental title before the next WrestleMania. That's going to be my goal. Here's who you can vote for. You can vote for Rikishi, who is a former Intercontinental Champion. Albert, again a former Intercontinental Champion. Edge, do I really need to say who Edge is? Tonka Michinoku. A lot of people may forget who he is, but he is actually a great wrestler in Japan. He just did not get used properly in the WWF. After his run as light heavyweight champion, he was sent to the hardcore division and pretty much became a goof. D'Lo Brown, who is a former Euro Intercontinental Champion, he won both titles and held them at the same time. D'Lo is also right now the Vice President of Aces and Eights, go figure. Billy Gunn, again somebody I don't need to say what he's done in his career. Pete Gas from the Mean Street Posse. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. If I'm going to play as Pete Gas, I'm going to kill me some bastards. Because Pete Gas's finishing move sucks. Alright. I believe it's a fucking atomic drop or something. I can't remember. Dean Malenko, who we know who he is. Bubba Ray, or Bully Ray. Steven Richards, and Farouk. Those are